My name is Mr. Jack McGee. I'm a journalist by trade. The paper that I write for is very widely read. We've published many stories of a controversial slant, but the story that I have to tell is one we couldn't print. I was in Culver years ago checking out a robbery. The locals had some stories that intrigued and excited me. A camper said he'd seen a monster lurking by the river. The creature was of human shape, only it was 10 times bigger. Its face was ugly, fierce, and wild, and it roared at him in anger, and the camper fled in terror from it, scared he was in danger. Well, it wasn't the most plausible of stories that I've heard, but the man seemed reasonable and sane, so I took him at his word. The camper showed me evidence. A huge footprint in the dirt. An abandoned car was lying close by. The shell was crushed and bent. I followed the road for half a mile to a building in the hills. I saw a couple talking outside, standing by the doors. The couple were two scientists, Alain and David Banner. I asked them just a couple of questions, looking for an answer. But all I got was blank denial, keeping me at bay. They tried their best to close me down and make me go away, but I had a funny feeling. A reporter's intuition. I can tell when someone's lying and concealing information. So I waited till the time was right and I snuck inside the building. I wanted to observe them and to see what they were doing. I got a little glimpse inside a cavernous laboratory with graphs, charts, monitors everywhere before me. With all of it in disarray, the room looked such a mess, with upturned chairs and tables, splintered wood, and broken glass. I ventured in, I heard a yell, and someone grabbed my elbow. The pair of them had seen me enter, watching from the shadows. David Banner gripped my arm, then tossed me back outside. I knew then there was something he was really keen to hide. I asked him straight up, "What's the deal?" He raised his arm and warned me, "Don't make me lose it, mister. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." I took the hint and backed away, ready to retreat. And that was when the two of us were blasted off our feet. The science building. Incredible. A 10-foot green-skinned creature walking through the flames, growling, snarling furiously, the woman in his arms. I couldn't move from staring at this truly awesome sight. The Hulk let out a roar and then raced off into the night. The girl was found a few hours later lying in the woods. There was no life left in her. She had perished from her wounds. The cops interrogated me, checking out the matter of the death of both the woman and her partner, David Banner. He had burnt to death inside the lab as he came to our rescue. His body gone without a trace, lost in the inferno. The cops just shook their heads when I informed them of the creature. It was the Hulk that caused this fire. This thing committed murder. It didn't matter who I told, no one would believe it. But I knew the Hulk was real, and I was going to prove it. The Hulk just didn't disappear. He kept on turning up as a mysterious and violent force that nobody could stop. I tracked the Hulk across the land, wherever someone saw it. I took a tranquilizer gun, hoping to subdue it. I chased the Hulk for many years. The more that I pursued him, the more I came to know his plight. The more I understood him. I was cornered one time by a gangster with a knife. The Hulk showed up and took him down. The creature saved my life. I learned then that the Hulk was not completely evil, but more than that, I learned the Hulk was actually two people. A single man who walked the roads and moved from place to place, forced to hide the angry Hulk behind a human face. My grand obsession with this creature tore apart my marriage. To keep a loving home life going was more than I could manage. My colleagues all made fun of me for following the Hulk. My editor thought I was nuts, a total laughingstock. He told me, "Kill this story, Jack. It's totally ridiculous. You're throwing your career away, and then let it go." I'm serious. I pinned up my hopes upon the Hulk to salvage my career. But there were times I got depressed and fell into despair. But I stayed strong. I knew deep down just what I had to do. Determination drove me on to see this story through. I was in the town of Wilmington. There'd been another sighting. My paper redirected me towards a nearby shooting. The town airport was under siege. Some terrorists had captured it. The army had the place surrounded, hell-bent on retaking it. Amid the sound of gunfire, I took a chance, sir. I took a chance. I quickly slipped behind the battle lines. Inside, some hostages were gathered, fearing for their lives. Amid the sound of gunfire, there was panic and confusion, and then something unexpected happened, causing a commotion. The Hulk appeared as if from nowhere, crashing through a wall. His size, ferocity, and power mesmerized them all. The terrorists made their retreat and quickly fled the building. The Hulk gave chase and followed them, roaring and snarling. A plane was waiting for the gang. They all soon climbed aboard it. The Hulk just kept on running as he made his way toward it. The plane rolled down the runway and its turbine engines flared. The creature grabbed a wing as it took off into the air. A gunman fired upon the Hulk. Some bullets hit the engine. The Hulk was thrown into the sky, caught up in the explosion. He landed hard upon the ground. The impact made a crater. I made my way to find the stricken body of the creature. The Hulk lay there completely still and then began to change, reverting to his human form. I recognized his face. A man I long believed was dead. The scientist David Banner. The realization dawned on me with sadness and with horror. His flickering eyes snapped open. He looked up and said to me, "The Hulk is finally destroyed. It's finished now. I'm free." The army gathered round and carried Banner's corpse away. I stood back completely stunned, not knowing what to say. I got back to my office. There was a message waiting for me. An order from the government to never print my story. I punched the wall in anger. This was simply too frustrating. All my work and all my struggles, all of it for nothing. I wandered home alone that night, whistling in the dark, and shed a tear in memory of the man we called the Hulk.